Good afternoon, boys and girls. We're going to sing a song, I'm a Little Penguin, where Kai has a request to sing I'm a Little Penguin before we start our story. So why not? Let's sing I'm a Little Penguin. It's to the tune of I'm a Little Teapot. Raise your hand if you know the song I'm a Little Teapot. All right, hands down. All ready?
Yeah.
Listen for the words. I'm a little penguin, round and fat.
I'm a little penguin, fat.
Here is my beak. Here is my hat.
Here is my beak. Here is my hat.
Winter days are coming.
Winter days are coming.
Hear me shout.
Hear me shout.
Please don't toss my mittens out.
Please don't toss my mittens out.
All right, I like that. Thank you, Rakai, for wanting to sing a song. Did you like that song, boys and girls?
Yeah.
All right, it's time for our story this afternoon. And the title of our story is Tacky the Penguin. How many words was that? Tacky the Penguin. How many words, Jayla? 3. The title of our story is Tacky the Penguin. Written by Helen Lester. Illustrated by Lynn Munsinger. Who can tell me what they know about penguins? Does anyone know anything about penguins? Seth?
Penguins walk.
Penguins can walk? How do they walk? Do you know? They waddle. Very good, Seth. Have a seat. Thank you so much. Can anyone else tell me something they know about penguins? Let's see. This word says penguins. 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 Is this a penguin?
Yes.
Yeah, well, what does a penguin remind you of? What other animal does a penguin remind you of, Rakai?
A little.
What other animal does a penguin remind us of?
He reminds of. He has a nose and he can do this.
He has a nose and he can do this.
He can swim and do that.
He can swim. Well, we know a penguin can swim. Can penguins swim, Claire?
Yay!
And Seth already said that they can walk, and we call that waddle. They waddle from side to side. Secure, what else can you tell me about a penguin? Do you know where they live?
Yes, they go, but they babies come out there, they have kids.
When the baby comes out, they have kids? The babies have kids?
No, I'm talking about the mama and daddy have kids.
Oh, the mother and father have kids. That's true. Well, who can tell me what kind of weather do pigs live in? What's the weather like outside?
Hot.
Jayla? Cold. What else?
And hot. Cloudy.
What, my
Cloudy.
You think it's cloudy? Well, why do you think it's
I think it's
cloudy?
snowing.
Where they live.
I think it's snowing.
Wait your turn, please. Huh?
It falls.
And foggy. Okay, well.
It falls. It's foggy outside.
It's foggy outside now? Yes, it's been foggy all day.
Outside.
I like how Rakai is raising his hand and remembering his manners. Well, I have gone to visit the penguins at the St. Louis Zoo. And when I go there, it's really what?
Cold.
It's blistering cold. Let's read our story and find out about what it's all about. I wonder why did the author write this story? Well, this is a penguin looking at this animal here. What animal is this?
A bear.
You think this is a bear?
Yeah.
Well, what about this one?
A fox. A fox.
A fox or a wolf, you think? Well, let's see what this story is about. Well, we know the characters are what? People or animals?
People.
Animals.
What they talk?
You think they talk in this story? Yeah, because you know what? Remember, an author can write about whatever he pleases.
He can
And
swim.
animals animals and people animals rather, can come alive. That means they can talk, like Seth said. Alright, let's take a look at our story. There once lived a penguin. His home was a nice, icy land he shared with his companions. His companions. His what? His friends. Seth said his penguin friends. His companions were named Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect. Let me see who's taking a look at the story as I read. I want to make sure you see my hands moving from left to right and top to bottom. His name was Tacky. Tacky was an odd bird. So Tacky is not only a penguin, he's a type of what? Bird. Every day, Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect greeted each other quietly and politely. Tacky greeted them with a hearty slap on the back and a loud, "What's happening?"
They flying down the thing.
What's that thing called? What's the name of that thing? Or what?
No.
Isn't that an iceberg?
Iceberg.
Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect always marched. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tacky always marched. 1, 2, 3. 4, 2, 3, 6, 0. 2.5, 0. His companions were graceful divers. So Tacky friends, they were good at what? Diving. Tacky liked to do splashy cannonballs. Look at him.
Yeah, he did a cannonball slam.
Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect always sang pretty songs like Sunrise on the Iceberg. Tacky always sang songs like, "How many toes does a fish have?" Tacky was an odd bird. So was Tacky different than his friends? Yeah, he did things. He marched different. What were some of the things he did different than his friends?
He cannonball.
He marched differently, and what else? When he dies,
he flipped a cannonball.
he made a big splash.
I already said they were caught. That's what I'm doing.
One day the penguins heard the thump, thump, thump of feet in the distance. This could mean only one thing. Hunters had come. They came with maps and traps and rocks and locks, and they were rough and tough. As the thump, thump, thump drew closer, the penguins could hear the growling voices chanting. "We're going to catch some pretty penguins, and we'll march them with a switch, and we'll sell them for $1 and get rich, rich, rich."
Rich. Yeah, what be rich?
Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect ran away in fright. So why did they run away? Because they heard what? The thump, and what else? What were they called? The what? The
animals.
The other animals, but they were what? Hunting for penguins. So why did the penguins hide?
Because they had their stuffies.
They didn't want them to what? They hid behind. What did they hide behind? A block of what? A block of ice. Tacky stood alone. The hunters marched right up to him, chanting, "We're going to catch some pretty penguins, and we'll march them with a switch, and we'll sell them for $1 and get rich, rich, and rich."
You better hide.
"What's happening?" blared Tacky, giving one hunter an especially hearty slap on the back. They growled. "We're hunting for penguins.
That's like
That's what's happening." Tacky was different, wasn't he?
Yes.
Where was Tacky friends?
Right there by the ice thing.
But could the hunters see them?
No.
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 Was Tacky afraid? Was Tacky afraid?
No.
No. What did he say to the hunters?
What?
He told them what? What's happening?
What's happening?
And then what he do? He slapped them on the back. So he was different than his companions, wasn't he?
Yes. Yes.
Penguins, said Tacky. Do you mean those birds that march neatly in a row? And he marched 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 6, 0, 2 and a half, 0. The hunters looked puzzled because the hunters probably thought that Tacky should be what?
Scared.
They were probably wondering, well, what's wrong with him? He's trying to be a friend of ours. Do you think maybe that's what it is?
Yes.
I don't know. Let's see.
We're trying to be tacky.
Because look at them. They're looking down at him like, what in the world? I don't blame them. Because they're here to hunt for him, and he's trying to make friends, be friends with them. Do you mean those birds that died so gracefully, Tacky asked? Because does Tacky die gracefully?
No. He did another cannonball.
And he did a splashy cannonball. The hunters looked wet. How did the hunters get so wet?
Because he gave a cannonball and the water sprayed in his face.
He just flopped in the water and died any kind of way. The other penguins, they died what? Gracefully. They didn't splash a lot of water when they died, did they?
No.
Do you mean those birds that sing such pretty songs? Tacky began to sing, and from behind the block of ice came the voices of his companions, all singing as loudly and dreadfully as they could. How many toes does a fish have? And how many wings on a cow? I wonder. Yep, I wonder.
How long I mean?
Look at the hunters.
Oh, wow. They covering their ears because he's singing so loud.
They're singing this so loud.
In his penguin friends.
Maybe they thought it was such a dreadful sound, I guess. Maybe the tunes weren't the best. The hunters could not stand the horrible singing. This could not be the land of the pretty penguins. They ran away with their hands clasped tightly over their ears, leaving behind their maps and traps and rocks and locks, and not looking at all rough and tough. Because if you're a hunter and you're there to hurt someone, you're supposed to be big and bad and rough and what?
Tough.
But now look what they're doing. Is that what the penguin companions did, Tacky companions?
Yeah.
They ran and hid behind the what?
Ice.
But now look at the hunters. What are they doing?
They're running away.
I wonder why.
They sing so loud.
They're singing so loud.
Really? They come loud.
And they said this could not be the land of the pretty penguins, right? So they ran and what was tight up against their ears? Their what?
Hands. They doing the same thing. But they covering their ears and running away.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Ricardo?
They covering their ears and running away.
They were running away because they thought this must be the wrong place. Because this is not the land of the pretty penguins. I guess maybe they heard about a land where there's pretty penguins. But those penguins, they weren't singing a good tune, were they?
No.
So goodly, lovely, angel, neatly, and perfect hugged Tacky. Tacky was an odd bird, but a very nice bird to have around.
Hey, I know ducks can fly. Ducks? Tacky can fly. Ducks. But gooses can fly.
Now, I can tell you this. Birds can fly. Penguins are in the bird family. But guess what? Penguins can't fly. Let's take a look at our story. We're going to take a look at Tacky the Penguin.
Tacky the Penguin.
Let me get my pointer. Please watch your feet. Crisscross applesauce for me so I don't trip and fall.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at Tacky the Penguin. Up here, these words talk about or highlight what Tacky the Penguin is about. What did Seth say Tacky the Penguin does different than his friends? He waddles funny. What else did they say? He was what? Odd. This word is odd. O-D-D. Odd means he what? He was different than his friends. He did things differently. Did Tacky stand up for himself?
Yeah.
Because his companions took and ran behind the what? The ice. Well, did you notice how Tacky friends were dressed nice and neat, like they had on tuxedos? But look at what Tacky has on. Tacky dresses what? Different.
Tacky the
Do
Penguin.
you think that Tacky was brave when he got in the hunter's face?
Yeah.
He was brave. Do you think he was funny?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he was funny. Do you think he could have been a little crazy?
Yeah, boy.
And you know what else? He was real what?
Mean.
Loud, wasn't he?
Yes.
And his friends were loud at the end of the story. And he was a type of distracting penguin, wasn't he?
Yes. You skip one of them.
This one says he does what to the water? Makes
Splash. A cannonball.
a cannonball splash. Very good.
And splash. Splash in the water to the That's nice. That's mama.